everybody, it's Christine. Time for a scrapbook process video, and I'm doing this for the 52 favorite photos hop, and also I'm going to use my counterfeit kit because I need to. I need to use it. I don't know what design's going to be yet, although I pulled out these papers because this photo I have is this cute picture of my daughter. She just has a Dasani water. We were out shopping or whatever. She's got a little wallet, but her shirt matches like the green. And then I've got this blue, and I just thought, and then there's this peachy pink kind of color in here. So I just thought the photo went good with the collection. So I said collection, little kit I made. I'm going to set this stuff aside for the moment. I did pull out, like I said, I've got this floral. I'm kind of thinking to myself, I'm going to maybe matte either this one, which is kind of what I'm leaning toward. I was thinking either this one or this one, but I'm thinking the green may be the better. And then I may just use this as some kind of, if I pull in the blue now that I say that, let me think. Because I also got this graphic 45 stuff I can use. I pulled out a few of these pieces, like I got the red. I got these little guys here. I may cut these and use these some kind of way. And then I also have this You Are My Sunshine strip here. The problem is if I get the green, I'd have to definitely put it on something. I don't know. I have to think about stuff. I've got these two cards here. I love this You Are My Sunshine. This is kind of cute in the green. But again, if I do the green, I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I don't know, you guys. I just pulled stuff out. I just know I for sure like this photo. And I kind of like this floral. Like I said, if I had the blue kind of initially in my head. But I just think that's going to overpower the photo. And this is the better one. So, okay. And I need to matte this. Probably matte it on white. I have some white cardstock here. Let me do a little cutting and think about my design on how I can use this stuff. And I may avoid this blue and pull out the graphic 45 blue. Maybe. Because I like the blue with this, though. See the little... So, yeah. Let me do a little bit of thinking, and I'll be back on in a second. Okay, well, after all the thinking I did... not very much, to be honest. I mean, I thought about it, but it's not like I spent hours. I decided to use the green. I just felt like that was going to be a little bit better, more like, almost reads as a solid in a way. And I didn't really want to overpower the photo, so I think the green was better. So I've cut that down by 3/4 of an inch because I do want that floral to kind of show. And I'm going to cut it, I'm not going to gut it, rather. I'm having trouble with that ATG. It was doing funny. So I'm going to glue that down, and then the next thing I'm going to do is pull out the red piece there. That's kind of that horizontal piece, and I'm going to go, okay, I want to kind of make a couple of like horizontal pieces, and I'm going to make them into banners. I've seen this before. I don't remember where, when, how far back or whatever, but I kind of enjoy having where you have like two like big banner things, and you can use them as like shelves, you know, for your whatever you're doing. And so I've made this one. I'm going to end up cutting it down just a little bit more. Because I didn't want to go all the way across. I wanted to kind of have it, you know, be part way across. And then I've got that cool 4x6 kind of journaling card with a little phrase on it that says, "The shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate." And then there's that other little piece that says, "You are my sunshine." And that's going to be a little journaling card I use. And then I'm going to cut a second little red banner piece here. I'm getting text, y'all. So if you hear the little horn and all that, that's my daughter texting me. But I'll have to check that in just a minute. Because you guys are getting the voiceover right now. I'm going to make my little banner piece over here, and then I will cut that down yet again. I think I get these straight. I was looking at them. It's got that nice little, like a little pattern that's a little bit of a, I want to call it a grid because it's not really, but here's where I realized it wasn't really quite straight. I had to straighten that up there. So I'm also going to go ahead and scuff the edges of these things. I don't actually scuff anything else. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll scuff something because I'll think, well, I kind of need to kind of straighten this up or make it look a little, you know, I don't know. I think I did it because on the ends of the banners are not always perfectly cut. So I think, well, I'll just scuff those up and give those a little bit of personality. That's kind of where that's going to go. By the way, those two cards, I'm actually going to end up pulling out this piece here that I have in my hand, the little hexagons, and I'm going to actually cut some of those out. You'll watch me do that, I think. If I don't do it on camera, that's basically, I start to do it and then I think I cut away. I think I'm still messing around here, though. I'm like, okay, now where do I want my photo? I'm going to put the photo in the bottom. And then I had a pre-cut, fussy cut piece of flower there. And I thought, well, that kind of matches my little journaling card up there. So I put that down by the photo. But I'm still kind of eyeing that piece of hexagon stuff there. So in a second, you're going to see, yeah, I didn't get to do it on camera, but I cut them out. So I've cut that piece of paper around the edges to kind of give myself some hexagons, and then I cut it kind of in half, and so I've got some in the top and some in the bottom to kind of tie those together. And I've actually already glued everything down with my ATG at this point, and I'm going to take this little butterfly. He was kind of hanging out over there in my ephemera, and I'm going to glue that down. And then I have my title there. I found this little wooden piece. I did not have that pulled out for this kit, y'all. So my apologies. I cheat. I do cheat. I'm not going to lie. I'll pull my kit together, and then inevitably I'll decide I don't have the right embellishment, and I'll go into my stash. I do try to stick with my embellishments that I pick, but since I don't know what layouts I'm going to do, sometimes I go, oh, I don't have exactly the right thing. I got to go looking. But I see this little piece that says, "You're my happy," and I'm going to add this word "darling." Again, I did pull this out of my stash. It was not in my pulled aside kit here. I tried to use sweet that was in my ephemerum, but the reds was just a little off, and I didn't care for it, so I didn't use it. So this is basically going to be "Darling, You Are My Happy" as the title. I did mount the photo in the white cardstock. I think that's okay because I do have the white in the floral kind of around the outside, so I think that's okay. And then I've glued all that down. I'm going to put these little cream colored enamel dots. I'm just going to put those in the top and the bottom, and that takes me just a second. The other thing I'm going to do, I don't do it on camera though, because I go get my color binder because I'm looking at this going, do I have enough embellishments? I'm not really sure. And I happened to pull out 3 enamel little like faux buttons. So in a second, I'm actually going to get some gold paint as well. And so when I cut over to do that, I think you're going to see the buttons at that point. I put one up in the upper left next to the little blue part of the journaling card in the upper left. I put one down kind of underneath the "You Are My Happy" title, and then one to the right of the photo. So in just a second, you'll be able to see that. But I'm going to pull out some of that Shimmers paint. It's a gold, and kind of sprinkle that around. Now you can see the little shiny buttons in there. And I'm just going to sprinkle that around, honestly, just because I had the gold title on there and I wanted to kind of bring a little more gold in there. I think this looks really neat. I'm really happy I used my counterfeit kit. And yeah, I'm actually not even sad about it. I think I'm trying to get myself to use this because I'm supposed to do the challenge at the end of the month using scraps. Well, I got to create scraps to use them. So here's the slowdown. I did add a little bit of journaling on the card. It says, "Brooke, I'm so lucky to call you my daughter and my best friend. Your smile lights up the room, and your personality has the kind of energy no one forgets. I love you." So thank you so much for watching. I'll have in the description below a playlist and any other pertinent stuff, the blog and all that kind of stuff for the counterfeit kit. So you guys take a peek there. Say hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we shall see you next time. Bye.